Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Punk Reviewer. Just want to make a little bit of an audio vlog. It might actually, it's not a little bit. It might go on for quite a while. I just want to talk about a few things, really. Just talk about a few, like toys that kind of pertain to my childhood a little bit. I want to talk because that's what I'm going to go into to get a point across through this. To the point of what this vlog's supposed to be. Yesterday I picked up a couple things. I picked up the Morphin Black Ranger, which I'll have a review soon. And you're probably wondering why I'm even doing an audio and just putting it up onto YouTube. If you don't know if you can't, it's hard to even know what somebody films with when you look at their video, but I film with an old, now I could say old, but it's, for technology, it's old. I record on a digital camera that my parents got around just like a couple days after Christmas of 2004. So the thing's almost 6 years old. And that's kind of why it has kind of a high-pitched sound when you, on the audio when you watch videos, because I've kind of used it a lot. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Picked up a couple things. Again, Morphin Black Ranger. He's actually a pretty cool toy. Still, these, from what I see, these Morphin toys aren't very hard transformations. They are genuinely for kids. That's what they're marketed for, so they're not very hard transformations. There are a couple things that Transformer fans can nitpick at that will, there's a couple of things they could have done to this, but man, look up photos for this dude, because when I get this review up, I will brag about this. The paint detailing on this guy is just phenomenal. I mean, the wings have this black, it's a weird kind of dragon. I don't know what kind of dragon it's supposed to be. If you look up pictures, can somebody please tell me? But it has just this awesome detailing where it's got these black wings, but the tips of them are this nice gold paint where they just did this so beautifully. The whole figure, even the head of the figure, is just amazing in the dragon mode. Detailing just phenomenal. I mean, the Green Rangers it's good, but man, this paint detailing with this black and gold on the wings is just, man. I don't think you'll ever see a Transformer with this nice of paint detailing. Zing! Yeah, I'm probably going to get hater comments on that thing, but seriously, look up pictures. It is amazing. I've never seen a Transformer with that good of a paint detailing on just like a piece like that. Another thing I picked up and really want to talk about, because I've been thinking about this, is I picked up a Hero Factory toy. Yeah, I picked one up. I picked up William Furno. Out of seeing all the Hero Factory toys, it's one I wanted to pick up. I'm a sucker for when Lego puts any kind of toy that's put out. I'm a sucker for the Fire Dude, especially when he's the leader, because from what I've seen, and also I get Lego magazine, and from what I've seen, like they had one issue where it came with this little it was like a secret, top secret folder thing almost. And it said, he's supposed to be the leader of the rookies, and that's kind of how they kept that mentality of the fire guy being the leader. Even though he's not a leader of all of them, he's a leader of at least the rookie team. So at least that was kind of a win for my book. Not, Hero Factory in a total. The story's not going to be even come close. I think I think Greg Farsky is going to do the Hero Factory, but from what I've seen, they've named all, like, it's just generic. I'm sorry. Whoever came up with the names for these guys, it's just generic names. I'm sorry. I'm going on a nerd rant right now. It's just generic. That's all it is. It's generic. And really, I mean, think about it. We had names like, for Bionicle, we had Tahu, Kopaka. Did I pronounce that right? Pretty sure I did. Pahatu, Onua, Gali. I mean, really, do you really hear those names often? No, you don't. And then we've got these generic names like, Stinger, Furno, taking an in out. Get it? Stupid. Let me get Bulk. I need to get that little folder out here, because I didn't really memorize their names. Oh, it was Stormer. Yes, Bulk, Stormer, Stinger, Breeze, Surge, and Furno. Really? And they have full names like regular people. Because really, it's not set on an island, like an ancient island, you know. Well, at least Matanui was, because, you know, it was more primitive, just for the pure fact that you guys know the story if you knew, since you guys, anybody who knows Bionicle knows the story that Metro Nui was the more technologically advanced city. But still, Bionicle just had that thing to it. It was greatly written. The characters were done perfectly. I'm talking about the original. I'm talking about the original team. Tahu, Gali, Kopaka, Pahatu, Onua. Who am I missing? Liwa. And we'll go ahead and put Takanuva in there, because he became part of the original team like towards the end. You didn't really see much of Takanuva because he was the Toe of Light. But still, the original 6, 7, whichever you want to count, that was probably the best storyline. You know, it doesn't matter from beginning to end, you know, right before Metro Nui. That was the best. Won't even go any further. Is it making noise? Sorry. If you want to go even further, I mean, the original, it was best. It was the best. And it just seems like it's kind of being that generic, Hero Factory's trying to be that. It seems like it's more generic. It's not trying to be original in any way. Okay, yeah, it's a cool concept. We've got a factory that are building robots to protect us. But the only thing is that since they're trying... Because, see, here's the thing about the toys that I don't get. For 3 years, from 2006 to 2009, we've got fully articulated Bionicles, stripped of the whole gear function, just action figures. What to replace the gear function with? Shooters of something. The Zomospheres, the Kodak launchers, whatever. The Thornax launchers, any of those launchers. And whatever, the Fotoka, I think it was pronounced. It's kind of hard to pronounce some Bionicle stuff. Kind of. But you know, you go from these nice high-end, you know, the main heroes being these nice high-end articulated figures, and then you go down, your heroes figures are the Matoran size figures. I'm not gonna complain about the Bionicle stars because I can understand that, man. I can understand completely why, because one, old Bionicle didn't have that. Old Bionicle's articulation was in the whole arm. Basically, it had all the articulation except for elbow, knee, and neck, and it had basically move the whole leg, move the whole arm by itself, and even with the gear function. That's it. But that's all we needed back in 01 to 03, man. That's all we needed, because they had that mask game. They had that mask that, I remember in 4th grade playing that. It was awesome, just, being able to fight, and the objective was to knock somebody's mask off. Sorry. And then the point to when they got the Bow-Rock in there, and you had to get your weapon just in right to flip up the thing. Oh man, those are the good old days, man. Good old days. But that's the thing. But I can understand. I can understand with the stars, they didn't have all that articulation back then. Even though some of the figures they put in the stars did have a lot of articulation. Basically, every one of them except for Tahu and Takanuva. Tahu and Takanuva are the only ones that their old figures didn't have all articulation. Their Mystica figures had articulation, but not the regular and the Nuva figures. The rest of them did have articulation in the original figures, but I can understand. Besides, it really did bring down the price, and that's what I like. It brought down the price so I could, it's able so I can afford it. I can afford to get all 6, because I want to get the gold armor. Anyway, but wouldn't you just feel like it's your kid? In your original heroes, you get these nice high-end action figures, and then you get down to the heroes with these dinky little things. I mean, seriously. It doesn't make any sense. And then you get the villains, which, of course, they're going to make the villains bigger, but they still keep the same body design as the hero figures. That same body. It's like a small body with extended limbs. It's just a little weird to me. And those are about, I don't know if, and those are probably the size of the any Toho or Glatorian from 2006, 2009. Possibly. I don't have any of those, because Furno's probably the only one I'll get. Well, I'm thinking about Stringer. I'm thinking about Stringer, because he's a music guy, but anyway. But it just seems like some of the things are just generic, some of the times. Like the city name. For the love of God, they named it Mac-U Hero City. Mac-U Hero City. Is this thing on? Can anybody hear this? Yes, I said Mac-U Hero City. That's about the most make your hero city. Make you hero city. Mac-U Hero City. Make your hero. And I just threw my $8 into their generic. But hey, I got the figure. I'll put a review up of him sometime whenever I can get batteries for my camera, because my camera's my camera's batteries is basically like a big V8 or V12 car to fuel. So at least when it comes to videos, pictures is fine, but anyway, I'm gonna have to make this a 2-parter. If you actually got through this part, I really thank you for listening. I really thank you for this. Whether you're a subscriber now, the 2 currently, or not, or if you're gonna subscribe, I thank you. Thank you. I really do. I really do thank you. Every little bit helps. But I'll see you in part 2. Take care. Punk Reviewer. To be continued.